Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
A deep drive to right. Gone, a home run. Chris Parmalee with a walk-off winner. Liner to left field. Get down. Down for a hit. Suzuki heading around third. He's coming in. Aaron Hicks is the walk-off winner today.
What a week it's been for the Twins with 2 walk-off wins in their last series against the Red Sox. Now they hope to continue their winning ways as they wrap up this homestand with a 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners. Welcome to Target Field on this Friday evening. I'm Jamie Hirsch. Yesterday was Aaron Hicks who provided the walk-off heroics, and the hit came really at the best possible time for the Twins' young center fielder who had really struggled to find his swing since returning from a concussion. Even had a meeting with Gardy, who told him the simple answer to becoming a real big league hitter is about preparation. And I asked hitting coach Tom Bernansky what he'd like to see from Aaron Hicks from a preparation standpoint going forward.
Get a routine. Primary. Most guys that have come and young guys come up, it's kind of tough for them to they've had the routine all through the minor leagues, and that's what we stress, and that routine shouldn't change. What we do, and we try to find the routine that works, and unfortunately Hicks's routine wasn't real consistent. We try to maintain the consistent routine so that he can feel good what he's trying to do, but that wasn't the case. So it's trying to get back to basics in his mind to let him know that simple is good, and that works.
Let's see if that new routine can pay off for Aaron Hicks tonight. One guy who has always had a good routine is Robinson Cano. Another guy, Brian Dozier. 2 very stellar second basemen that we'll take a look at with Dick and Bert after this.
Minnesota Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more.
Both the Mariners and the Twins are rebuilding teams, and so far so good as they get ready to face each other in game one of a 3-game series. Both teams have been encouraged with how their teams have played so far this year. The Twins just a game under the 500 mark. The Mariners are there right now at 500 and a marginal improvement over where they were, but that'll be the challenge as we move forward here in the 2014 season to keep showing improvement. Dick and Bert with you for the opening game of this series with the Seattle Mariners, and in this series we'll continue to see some outstanding second basemen. The one consistent theme has been Brian Dozier, whether it's with Ian Kinsler, but now of course it's Robinson Cano, the best first second baseman in the league.
Yeah, when you look at the Minnesota Twins, their future is right there. Brian Dozier, he has played outstanding. He is where Robinson Cano has been, and he wants to get there. Hitting some home runs, 8 solo home runs, 1 3-run home run. He is leading the American League in runs scored, so he's done it all, not only offensively, but especially defensively. When you talk about Robinson Cano, you think about all his great years in New York. He signed a multi-year contract to bring some good fortune to the Seattle Mariners. Can he do that? He's hitting over 300. He has enjoyed hitting here at Target Field. So only time will tell. We'll see what kind of the presence of Cano brings to the Mariners.
Well, the key for the Twins to continue their improvement is to get better starting pitching. Early in the season, Kyle Gibson looked like he was ready to take off and have a great first full year.
Well, your career, and it's a young career so far for Kyle Gibson, has a lot of ups and downs. He's kind of in a down right now, coming off his shortest start of the year against the Detroit Tigers. He needs to pick it up, attack the strike zone with that good sinker and the slider.
Kyle Gibson hopes to get the Twins series off on the right foot against the Mariners tonight.
Full of struggles at home, Minnesota is beginning to turn things around. Walk-off wins are coming in bunches, giving the Target Field faithful something to cheer about. Tonight, the Twins try for more home heroics when they open up a 3-game series with the Mariners. The Twins won the series with the Red Sox with 2 walk-off wins. Aaron Hicks with the game winner yesterday afternoon. And suddenly you look at the last week or so of play, Bert, and the Twins won the series in Detroit. They won the series against the Red Sox. Those are the two teams that were in the ALCS last
You know,
year.
that's a good sign. Good sign for a ball club that struggled, especially here at Target Field, winning some ball games.
Former Tiger coach Lloyd McClendon, the new manager of the Mariners. And here is his Menard batting order for game one. James Jones leading off. Michael Saunders batting second. Then Cano hitting third. Backed up, protected, if you will, by Corey Hart, Justin Smoke, Kyle Seager, Dustin Atley, Mike Zunino, their catcher, and Brad Miller, their shortstop.
And it'll be Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Twins at 6'6". Now remember, that's 6'6" because his mound opponent a little bit taller than him here tonight. But Gibson looking for his fourth win. We showed you the numbers, 3-0 to start off with. He did, even though he had a pretty good outing a couple starts ago. Still is coming off his shortest outing of his young career in Detroit. Put it behind you, attack with a good sinker.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Outfield of Jason Kubel, Aaron Hicks, and Chris Parmalee. An infield of Trevor Plouffe, Eduardo Escobar, Brian Dozier, Joe Mauer, Kurt Suzuki back behind the plate.
One thing Gibson did, and he's done a great job of, is keeping the ball in the ballpark. The home run that Cabrera hit, the 3-run home run in the second inning, that was the first home run that he has allowed in 37 2/3 innings. So he's doing a good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. Walks are a little bit high for Gibson, 18 walks in 38 innings pitched with 17 strikeouts.
First meeting of the year between these two teams. The Twins will go out to Seattle for their only trip in July. Check swing. Struck one to James Jones, who's the latest Mariner to hit in the leadoff spot and be in center field. They've had some issues out there, as well as the Twins have had issues in center field. Inside 1-1.
Yeah, Jones started in the minor leagues as this is his second stint with the Mariners this year in his rookie season. 25-year-old.
Chop towards Dozier.
That's good to see right there. Let's take a look at the Mall of America scouting report on Kyle Gibson. Sinker, slider, pitcher. Think of that. Keep it down. Get some ground ball outs like he was able to do right there by Jones. Think quick ground ball outs. Keep that pitch count down so you can get into the 7th and 8th inning. And he has pitched well here at Target Field in 3 starts. 2-1, 2.57 earned run average.
Won his first 3 starts. Has lost his last 3 decisions. Here's Michael Saunders. This Seattle lineup, not as accomplished a lineup as the Tiger lineup he had to face last time out.
That's why it's even more important to get ahead in the count, because this lineup, you have Cano hitting over 300, but everybody else kind of struggling. As a team, they're hitting 232. Only the Houston Astros have a lower team batting average.
2-0 to Saunders. And a chopper foul.
Gibson's all about staying down in the zone. Create that 6'6" frame. Create that good downward plane. The angle that pitchers talk about and pitching coaches.
A liner to left, the base hit.
That ball left up right there. You're going to get hurt if you leave that up.
Robinson Cano surprised a lot of people when he simply left New York. That he ended up signing with the Mariners was stunning.
Yeah, signing the 10-year, $240 million contract. $24 million for the next 10 years each year. Cano, 9 seasons wore a Yankee uniform, 5-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove winner. A guy that plays every day, has not missed a game yet in a Mariner uniform, and has a Yankee uniform. Over the last 7 seasons, missed only 14 games.
He's DH'd a couple of times this year, but he's been at second base for and started there for the other 38 games. 1-0 to Cano. And Gibson falls behind Cano. 2-0.
Cano's enjoyed hitting here at Target Field in 14 games. He's hitting .382. But you know, in New York, he was also protected by some other very good hitters. So I think time will tell to see how clubs pitch to him.
Chopper towards short. safe, and everyone is safe. Escobar playing Cano up the middle a little bit. He had to range to his right. And credit Saunders with hustling and beating the flip to second base.
That's what I was going to say. Credit Saunders right here. The ball right off the end of the bat. Escobar gets in front of it. Quick flip over to Dozier, but Saunders just beat it out.
Don't know that they would have had a play on Cano at first base. So now here's Corey Hart. Hart leaving the Brewers and struggling in his first year with the Mariners, although he does have the 5 home runs.
Hart missed all of last year because of a couple knee surgeries, one on the left and one on the right.
Gibson gets ahead. Strike one.
Signed a 1-year contract with the Mariners over the winter. Got a lot of power. 159 home runs in his career. 9 seasons with the Brewers.
Jammed him. Tied him up inside 0-2.
Yeah, good running fastball in on Hart.
Gibson, I'm sure, paid close attention yesterday when he saw Phil Hughes just pound the strike zone with quality strikes.
And he had a great tempo, too, and that's the key, too. Good defense behind him. There was not one ground ball out yesterday. There was only
already had one today.
Yeah, there was only one assist, and that was a strikeout that Suzuki had to block it and then throw to first base. Great job by Hughes. As you see him right there on your screen.
2 strikes to Hart. Struck him out again. Ran a fastball in on his hands. 2 down. And now Justin Smoak.
Another good running fastball that just kind of overpowers Hart middle in.
Smoak, a switch hitter. Mariners are seeing some flickers of improvement from Smoak. Still has not realized the potential projected for him.
Yeah, once the #1 draft pick by the Rangers in 2008 at the University of South Carolina.
Just outside ball 1.
Hitting a little bit better as a left-handed hitter, hitting .253, .212 as a right-handed hitter.
Gibson trying to pitch around a pair of hits. Actually, just 1 hit. They're granting Cano reaching on a fielder's choice. 2-0. High 3-0 with Kyle Seager on deck.
Yeah, Gibson making his 18th major league start. He made 1 start last year in Seattle against the Mariners. Ended up losing that ball game 6-4. He worked 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, a couple home runs, one to Michael Saunders, the other one to Nick Franklin. That is not with the club now.
And a 4-pitch walk fills them up. And Seager will have a chance here with the bases loaded and 2 away.
Larry Vanover, the crew chief behind home plate. Angel Hernandez, Adrian Johnson, and Toby Bassner.
Suzuki out to have a word with Gibson. Gibson was a little frustrated. I think some others in the Twins dugout were when Joe West, the home plate umpire in his last start, didn't seem to want to call strikes. Here, looked like Gibson was missing side to side.
Yeah, you can't allow. Yeah, you can't allow that to happen. You have to keep pounding the strike zone down in the zone, and hopefully the hitter will get themselves out. That's a good pitch right there. The one he left to Saunders, that I know he's got some movement, but it stayed on the same plane. It stayed up about thigh high. Gibson needs to keep the ball down, get ground ball outs. That's all he has to think about. He's not a strikeout pitcher. So good tempo, keep the ball down.
One strike, getting ahead of Seager. Spun away with a fastball. Already the 20th pitch coming for Gibson. Nine strikes among the 19 pitches. Dribbled up the line, but foul. 1-2.
Good sinker right there, down. And Seager, you keep a ball down like that, they can only hit the top half of the ball and it'll create the ground ball. Take a look at the location of this good sinker, down and away.
You can, I think, from the center field camera, see the movement on the ball. Now imagine what it looks like coming towards you. It has to really be, when it's located, a really tough pitch to hit.
That's why that pitch inside is important for Gibson too, so hitters don't start leaning out and poking that ball in the left field. So you have to work both sides of the plate. But here, just get it out.
Got him looking. Came back and stole the inside corner. He's not a strikeout pitcher, but he got two of them. One of them with the bases loaded. Anyway, Ron Gardenhire hoping that he could pick up a win in the series opener here against Seattle. With this Menard's batting order, Brian Dozier leading off. Joe Mauer, Trevor Plouffe, Chris Parmelee, one of the hitting heroes in the Boston series. Kurt Suzuki, Jason Kubel, Osmeil Pinto, Aaron Hicks, and Eduardo Escobar.
Well, remember I mentioned Kyle Gibson at 6'6". Well, his mound opponent 6'10". Chris Young making his 7th start, his 8th appearance. Chris Young was released by the Washington Nationals late in spring training and then signed with the Seattle Mariners, and it's been a very nice sign so far. 3-0 in his last 3 starts with an ERA of 1.83.
Dozier, Mauer, and Plouffe here in the Twins first. And that's a quick out. Second pitch lined right back to the pitcher's glove. 1 out. Plan for defense for the Seattle Mariners. Dustin Ackley in left. Fleet-footed James Jones in center. Michael Saunders in right. Seager and Miller and Cano and Smoke and Zunino surrounding the 6'10" Chris Young.
Young, not a strikeout pitcher. He has to hit his spots. Fastball, slider, slow curveball.
Strike one to Mauer.
There goes that.
Joe back at first base. DH'd in the ball game yesterday. Driven to left to the corner. Ackley going back and makes the catch on the warning track. Joe has really made much better contact in May than he did in April, but I'll bet you that's 8 or 10 line drives to left field that have been caught.
And teams are defending him that way right down the line.
2 down, and that'll bring up Plouffe.
We saw Sizemore make a couple nice catches in that Boston series, guarding that line. And right there, Ackley shading them down that left field line.
Couple of well-hit balls for outs, and Young now goes after Plouffe, missing ball 1.
The Twins have not faced Young since 2005 when he was a member of the Texas Rangers.
Easy fly to short right, and running in is Saunders. He makes a catch, a quick 1-2-3 first for Chris Young.
The second between the Mariners and the Twins. I'm Jamie Hirsch, and this week is Hope Week for the Twins organization. And earlier today, the Twins front office volunteers and the Pohlad family of companies went green, working with Great River Greening to plant some trees at the Trout Brook Nature Sanctuary in St. Paul. Now, the tree planting is all part of the All-Star Legacy Project, aimed to transform this preserve into a nature sanctuary. So Pohlad companies, employee volunteers did the bulk of the reforestation work. It's a great effort, all part of a really fun week. We've still got some more events coming up here this week.
Thank you, Jamie. Gibson bounces off the mound, gets the second hop, and throws Dustin Ackley out, 1 down.
I did that one year, planted a tree, I believe at a park somewhere near here.
As for a charitable function.
Right.
I mean, I planted lots of trees, but
no, this was for like they did today, Hope Week. And I hope it's still alive.
Have you visited the tree to check?
No.
Here is Zunino. One thing you notice about the Mariner lineup, there's a little more pop in it than there has been. I mean, here's Zunino with 6 home runs, Ackley with 4, Seager with 6, Smoke with 6, Hart with 5. And the ground ball, this one hit to the shortstop Escobar, 2 down. And that'll bring up Brad Miller, who has hit 3 home runs. Target Field has become the top choice for family fun all across Twins territory. Whether it's a birthday, anniversary, or any other family event, make it happen at a Twins game this summer. Schedule your event in a fully catered Target Field suite available to groups from 16 to 96 people. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/groups. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. Call 800-33-TWINS. 2 down. Here's Brad Miller. That's a ground ball through the hole. A 2-out single for Brad Miller.
Yeah, Miller jumping on that first pitch and hitting it past Plouffe in the left field. Second hit for the Mariners. Almost the same location at Saunders, that pitch that Saunders hit the other way. That's almost the way I would have to say as a hitter. You have to look at a guy like Kyle Gibson to say he's got a good sinker. I have to take that pitch the other way. If I try to pull it, it's going to be a ground ball.
There's a strike at the knees to Jones. Just 31 at bats. 11 hits. Fastball off the plate.
Yeah, Jones, 25 years old, out of Brooklyn, New York, signed by the Mariners back in 2009. Long Island University.
Mariners will run a little bit. 16 steals and 27 tries.
Yeah, Brad Miller, a couple stolen bases in his only 2 tries.
Flip foul, not a play. Opponents are 19 for 21 in stolen bases against the Twins. Just 2 caught stealing. Gibson pretty quick to the plate.
Been 3 attempts against Gibson, 2 successful.
Missed the inside corner, 2-2.
Sinkers away, slider in, also that 4-seam fastball along with a changeup. When he has thrown a curveball, it's a slower pitch, a slow curveball.
And Jones reaches across the plate to protect the outside corner, still 2-2.
Gibson, Twins' #1 pick in 2009, 22nd overall in the 2009 draft. University of Missouri.
Very close to getting picked off.
Yeah, Miller getting a pretty good lead. So Miller, and that's what you want to do, I guess, as a base runner. Go as far as you can, and then when you slide back, you can get that hand on that corner of the bag.
Chopper to third. Plouffe has it. Close play.
Ooh.
Lesson learned there by Trevor Plouffe and the rest of the Twins infielders. This guy can run.
He got down that line quick.
A 2-out single does no damage. We're scoreless here at Target Field. Second coming up, our carsoup.com trivia question: who are the 2 pitchers to win 20 or more games in a season with Seattle? That might be a more difficult question than you think. Gaylord Perry won his 300th win.
Yes, he did,
with the Seattle Mariners.
He did not win 20.
Well, I'm trying to confuse our viewers. I do that a good job of that anyway, but I want to throw out some options out there.
Well, you think of King Felix.
We showed him when we showed the.
How about Jamie Moyer?
Randy Johnson.
Mark Langston.
There, see, that's what we need to do. We need to throw out some names. 1-1 to Chris Parmelee. Will be followed by Kurt Suzuki and Jason Cooper. 2-1.
Opponents coming into the ballgame just hitting 183 off of Chris Johnson. He's allowed 24 hits in now 39 innings pitched.
Missing the outside corner again, 3-1. He has had an issue with walks. A few too many walks for innings pitched.
Yeah, left-handers hitting 190, right-handers 170.
Popped up center field. Jones sprinting in, and he's there to make the catch.
You're not going to see that speed gun at 90 to 92 miles an hour either from this 6'10" guy. Now, he's had a couple shoulder surgeries, but so far, high as 85, low as 76.
We'll bring up Kurt Suzuki. Lloyd McClendon talking about Chris Young said he just, because he throws over the top, it really makes it tough on hitters because you're not used to seeing the ball coming to the plate from that angle. Randy Johnson was 6'10", but his arm angle, his slot they call it, was over to the side.
Right,
Young is much more over the top. 1 strike to Suzuki. And a strike 0-2. Big guy, 6'10". Doesn't throw that hard at all.
Former great basketball player out of Princeton was offered a contract to the Sacramento Kings, and he turned that down.
Softly hit, 5 fly ball outs. And now Jason Kubel. Well, the Mariners have had 2 guys 6'10" anchoring their rotation, although Young not anchoring the rotation. That's King Felix's job, but Johnson going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, first 5 starts unbeaten streak as a Seattle Mariner. He came over from the Montreal Expos, Johnson did. And Chris Young, originally signed by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Way back when?
Outside to Jason Kubel, 1-0.
Back in 2000 out of Princeton.
You keep talking about pitchers being the best athletes on the team. Craig Breslow has his PhD from Yale. This guy from Princeton.
Right.
Not only are they the greatest athletes, but they're the most intelligent players.
Well, thank you very much.
Some of them are the most intelligent people. There's a liner to center. Twins get their first hit.
You weren't putting me in that class? I went to San Diego High School. Come on.
Cobo with a line drive single, and that'll bring up Josmiel Pinto.
Fastball away, and you didn't see a lot of movement on that pitch. And Jason Kubel, good swing by Kubel. The 2-out single.
That'll bring up Pinto. Mariners had an opening at the back end of the rotation for Young. They had Randy Wolf in camp with them, and they offered him a contract. Wolf had a decent enough spring training, but they wanted to have a contract where they could cut him at any time in the first 45 days. Wolf balked at that, and now Wolf is with the Miami Marlins. Same type of clause that the Mets had with Kyle Farnsworth, and the Mets exercised that clause for apparent financial reasons. And so Farnsworth will land on his feet with somebody, but Randy Wolf didn't want to have that deal with the Mariners, and so Young came in, accepted that deal, and he's been one of their better starters through the first 45 days. Pops straight up in the air near second base. Brad Miller in the outfield grass reaches for it, makes the catch. And the Twins are done in the second inning. No score. Heading to the third. Is presented by Century Link, your link to what's next. By Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealers today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. Partly cloudy skies, a cool night. Glad you're with us for Twins baseball. Twins opening up their series with the Mariners here tonight. Michael Saunders singled in the first inning, got as far as third base. 2 hits for the Mariners, 1 for the Twins, and there is strike 1. Saunders, Cano, and Hart in the third inning. Missing inside, 1-1.
Saunders in his 6th season with the Mariners, 6'4". Signed by the Mariners in 2004.
Missing inside again. Swing and a miss.
Took something off that pitch right there. Saunders out front.
6 outs for Gibson, 2 strikeouts, 4 ground ball outs. And every out for the Twins batters has been through the air. So a stark contrast between the 2 starting pitchers. Here's another ground ball that should be an out. 1 down. Let's find Jamie Hirsch.
Thanks, Dick and Bert. Well, there's been a lot of talk lately about Aaron Hicks and how the Twins would like to see him work on his preparation at the plate. And I asked hitting coach Tom Bernansky about that. He wants to see Hicks develop a game plan for his approach. And he used Robinson Cano as an example. He said Joe Torre said in Robinson Cano's rookie year that he had the best approach he'd ever seen in a hitter. He understands every time he steps up to the plate what his game plan is. And Bruno said time has obviously proven that Cano is a special hitter, but he prepared and he put in the work. That's where Hicks is still learning. Bruno said that raw talent is not going to be enough. You need preparation.
You know, Cano, one of those guys, he just looks relaxed up at the plate. Like that bat, he just kind of puts that bat on his shoulder and gets ready. And Gibson left him a breaking ball up, and boy, he just hammered it into right field. 3rd hit for the Mariners.
Everything he does, he looks relaxed. In the field, running the bases.
Great swing right there. Career .309 hitter coming into this year. His 10th major league season.
Now Corey Hart. Big swing and a miss. Hart struck out on fastballs in the first inning. Gibson spun one up there and got a swinging strike.
I think a lot of people were surprised that the Seattle Mariners offered the contract they did to Cano, because they don't have a lot around him, you know, to pay some guy what he's making.
Well, and then too, I mean, they're in a situation where they're hoping players like Ackley and Zunino develop into the type of players they're going to want to keep. And Cano's contract might make it difficult to keep as many as they might want to keep.
Right.
2 strikes. Now, if the Mariners get back into the playoffs for the first time in 13 years, then it will be a good investment.
Well, the Twins kind of have that with Joe Mauer. Same issue. You know, a lot of money paid to Joe, but you need the guys around him to develop so the Twins can get back to postseason.
And now 2-2. Anytime you outbid the Yankees for anything, it's going to raise a few eyebrows. Yankees were interested in bringing Cano back. Why not? He could have his number retired there had he stayed there.
So all the Yankees need is another retired number.
That's a chopper foul. They're going to do Joe Torre this year, right? Number 6.
And
Jeter.
When his time has come. Saw Hart adjust right there. Remember in his first at bat, Gibson struck him out a couple times inside. They went back in, and Hart really opened up right there. That's the hitter. That's the adjustment a hitter has to make. And Suzuki very good behind the plate. I'm seeing that. See what they do right here. Throw over Cano at first base. A couple stolen bases in 3 attempts. You keep pounding a guy inside, hitters are going to adjust. That's why you have to work both sides of the plate. And now Suzuki sitting outside and Gibson missing away.
3-2 now suddenly to Hart. Keep an eye on Cano, see if he takes off here. You have a sinker baller on the mound. Pretty good bet, I would think, that Cano would take off if no other reason to try to stay out of the double play. Smoke hoping for a chance here in the 3rd inning. There goes Cano, and there's a high fly to left. Retreating is Kubel. That's out number 2.
Yeah, Hart got that a little bit off the end of the bat, creating that fly ball out.
You can now tweet a photo using hashtag NorthFanPhoto, and it'll be your chance to have it shown in a broadcast brought to you by AT&T. 2 down. Here's Justin Smoke. Twins will shift for Smoke. Dozier retreating into right field. Escobar looking in the Twins dugout, then looking at Plouffe. And strike 1.
I think, Dick, you look at the lineup of Seattle, the next 3 hitters, Smoke, Seager, and Ackley, those are the 3 guys that really the Mariners are hoping would step up. They're all drafted right in 2008, 2009. They're young kids that they want to see develop so they can help out.
And I would add Zunino to that list, because they need a catcher too, somebody to do what Dan Wilson did years ago, just anchor that position for a while.
And they have been looking for a shortstop forever. So they've had 5 or 6, 7, 8 different shortstops over the last 7 or 8 years.
2 quick strikes to Smoke. On an 0-2 pitch, that's not a bad pitch. You were always talking about getting a hitter to move his feet. He had to move his feet there.
Well, again, when you have that sinker away, you have to come hard in. You might want to repeat yourself right here. Meaning go back in there again. Suzuki sitting away. Good pitch.
Chipped his bat, and Gibson flips to first.
Good sinker right there. Nasty.
Good inning for Gibson. 3 shutout innings against the Mariners. that ended the game yesterday the biggest hit of his life?
Right now. Let's hope there's a lot more, but that was a huge. And it was Suzuki who got the double that allowed Aaron Hicks to be the hero yesterday. Hopefully a lot of pressure taken off him. And, you know, even Tom Kelly, we're at that conference call today. Yeah, that's nice. You know, that's good. But let's see what he can do from here.
Hicks to lead off the third. First pitch, stroke. Drive into the right field corner. Should be extra bases. Hicks jumping on the first pitch. He's got a double to start the third inning. A wicked hop past Smoke. He's pretty good with the glove over there, but that ball really jumped up on him.
Jumping on that first pitch, and you know he hammered this ball, and the ball hit sharply. Smoke went over there. You see Tom Bernansky saying yes, aggressive fastball, kind of middle in. Aaron opening up quickly, hitting it sharply. Saw how quick that ball got past Smoke into the corner. So a double for Hicks, his fourth double of the year.
See what the Twins can do with this leadoff double in the third. Again, the story, the most encouraging thing over the last couple of series, the number of run scoring innings that have started with the bottom 2 or 3 hitters in the lineup. And Escobar's been a big part of that. Takes outside a ball.
Well, Escobar's job right here is try to get Hicks over to third. He's hit a lot of doubles, 11 doubles already for Escobar.
Corner infielders playing in, and Escobar takes ball 2. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Eduardo Escobar, since April 30th, hitting an even 400. That's pretty good.
That's outstanding.
And he's hit from both sides of the plate. Here's a high fly to right field. Hicks setting up for a tag. Saunders has a good arm. He'll make the catch. And his throw cut off on one hop. So Escobar advances Hicks to third base.
It doesn't matter how you get him there, a ground ball, whatever, but Hicks over at third. Now it's up to Brian Dozier to pick him up. Those are the little things sometimes. It's an 0 for 1, but he did his job.
Dozier hit a line drive back to Young. Not a blistering line drive, but Young snared it infield in here in the third inning. Breaking ball off the plate, ball 1. Popped up, backing out of play. 1-1. Dozier hitting .245, but when you add in the 30 walks, an on-base percentage of .368, and you mix in the power, 9 home runs. It's odd that he'd have 9 home runs and only 3 doubles. 1-1. Zunino with the catch, pitch down and away, 2-1. Leading the team with 3 sacrifice flies. Suzuki also has 3. Came inside, Dozier waiting for it. He almost hit TC. Ball boy down the corner, getting a nice appreciative hug.
Yes. That's the ball boy right here.
Ooh. You can see the woman sitting in the field level seat there wasn't watching. Good thing the ball boy was where he was. 2-2. This one cracked to the corner. That should be a double. It'll drive in Hicks, and the Twins take the first lead. That pitch was up, and Dozier somehow was able to tomahawk it into the left field corner.
Well, one thing we have seen from Brian Dozier, he's very quick inside. Now the pitch sequence right there, breaking ball away, fastball in, breaking ball away, fastball in, and then a pitch left up. You can see out of the strike zone, and Dozier turned on it and hammered it into the corner. His fourth double, picking up his 21st run.
That was shoulder high, and he was able to hook around or hook a fastball from Young. 20 runs batted in, and then of course he scored 36 runs in 39 games. Here's Mauer, and a liner to the warning track in the left field corner, caught by Ackley. Over for strike one.
We have seen teams, you can see the outfield defense. Jones shading him, Mauer a little bit to left center. Ackley guarding that line down the left field line. Saunders off the line in right field and right center.
One strike for the Twins first baseman. On the outside corner.
Young making his 166th major league start. He has 56 wins, 43 losses. Making his 5th career start against the Twins, his other 4 coming with the Texas Rangers back in 2004 or 2005.
There goes Dozier to third. Mauer bounces it to Smoke at first base. Dozier got a great jump and would have stolen had Mauer taken the pitch for a ball or a strike, I suppose. At any rate, Dozier's at third, 2 away.
Yeah, had a great jump right here. You know, with that 6'10", takes you a little while to get going. The high leg, not really high leg kick, but Dozier read it well. But Mauer grounds out for the second out.
And now Trevor Plouffe. Twins getting a run on a pair of doubles. They'd like to get a 2-out hit here from Plouffe to get a second run across. Up high, ball 1. And Plouffe is the doubles master. 16 of them already this year.
Most in the American League.
Dug out nicely by Zunino. 2-0.
Watch Zunino right here. Ball hitting right in front of home plate, and he deadens it.
To left center field. Jones will chase it and won't get there. Plouffe delivers. Dozier scores. It's another double for Trevor Plouffe and a 2-0 Twins lead.
And third double of the inning for the Twins. Plouffe picking up his 25th RBI of the year on his 17th double.
Kind of looked like another pitch that was up. Yeah, and Trevor just was able to get the barrel of the bat on it.
Yeah, and hit it in the right spot. Jones has to go back and try to catch this ball. A lot of room here at Target Field. And by the time he gets it back in, it's another double.
And now Parmalee hit a fly ball to center his first time up. 17 for Plouffe, 17 for a revitalized Chase Utley. And now Parmalee. You know, we've talked about pitchers. One of the best examples was Scott Baker when he was with the Twins. Baker was also in the mix for a Mariner spot in the rotation out of spring training. But Baker would throw 91, 92 at the start of a ball game, and he would get by with high fastballs. And then it was the second time through the order, maybe a little less life on the fastball teams would pick up on it. But when you're topping out at 86, 87 like Young, you can't live up there for very long. Strike called, 1-1. We've seen in this inning Hicks delivered a double. That looked like it was a pitch down at least, and Aaron was able to get the barrel of the bat on it. But the other two doubles were on pitches that were up letter high.
Yeah, there's Rick Waits, former teammate of mine in Cleveland, the pitching coach here in Seattle.
Now, did he have a mustache? It wouldn't have been that gray, but did he have a mustache like that?
Yeah,
back in
the
Cleveland?
left-handed pitcher, had some good years at the major league level. First year that he is the major league pitching coach. There's Waiter.
1-2 to Parmalee. Off the plate. Young doesn't strike out a lot of guys. The Twins haven't struck out yet in the ball game. Young on the season with 18 strikeouts and 16 walks. To center, and Jones is there to end the inning. 3 doubles for the Twins, a couple of runs, and it's 2-0 Minnesota. Didn't score. The Twins finally score on the bottom of the third. Tom Kelly won 2 world championships with the Minnesota Twins in his very first full year, 1987, 1991 as well. And of course, Tom's been a member of our broadcast team for the last several years. And we're happy to have Tom
thank you.
The pre and post game show and joining us here in the 4th inning.
I told Gardy, Gibson, Rick Anderson, we were looking for 4-1, 8.5. I even told Perkins down in the clubhouse just a few minutes ago. We're looking for 8.5 innings.
Okay.
And 4-1.
Okay.
If he keeps
so
throwing
far,
that
so
good sinker down, yes.
And we noticed the last inning where Young elevated the ball.
Dozier stays with it, fires, and got him.
Sometimes you want to step on the ball.
What did we used to say, Bert? Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. That was one of those don't panic things. Don't panic. Just reach down and pick it up.
Yeah. You see the smile of Dozier right there. That ball kind of ate him up a little bit.
That ball was hit hard. It was a good swing.
Yeah, Seager hitting this ball sharply. One hop right there. Dozier said, come here.
I thought he was going to step on him for a second. He's got it under control. That's all just for ESPN at about 11 o'clock tonight.
He has made some great plays at second, hasn't he?
And then some.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, it didn't work out very well for Brian at short, but for some reason he's just taken to the position so well and so quickly.
You know, you talk about all these things, but you know, Dick, I really think it is maturing as a person. And there's a few others on the ball club maybe could hopefully get to that part of the game as well. And you know, you start maturing, you get a little older, you got married, things start changing, and I think it's all for the good here.
There's a little easier hop.
I don't know. That wasn't.
Well, you know what helped? You know what helped right there is he attacked the ball. He didn't let the ball play him.
Yeah, Bert, this is one play that we talked about in spring training quite a bit with our new instructor, Sam Palazzo, and he talked exactly about this play here. This little bouncer in front of you where you have to come up and get the glove down and then come up with it, and that's just what Dozier did in that play. It was it just went right in my head. This is the same thing that the fellows worked on in spring training right there. That same exact play.
Yeah, so many times you'll see some infielders, they'll let that ball
play
come
man,
and all of a sudden, boom, it hits you, knocks you down, the runner's on.
Yeah, that was a good, really good play. And actually, nothing for nothing, and the other ball was hit really hard. And I thought that was probably an easier play than this one. But the bottom line, there's 2 outs on the board, and that's the only thing that matters.
That's right.
Gibson's gotten 11 outs, 8 of them on ground balls, 1-1 to Zunino, who grounded out to Escobar.
Especially important here because of what the Twins did, you know, in the bottom of the third. They put a couple of runs on the board. You want to go out, attack the strike zone, put a 0 on there, get them back in here so maybe they'll score you some more.
It's one of our pet peeves that we had as a manager, and we implored, or short of begging, to the pitcher to be ready for that first guy, especially after we scored, and get that first out on the board, and we'll go from there. And Gibby's gotten 2, let's say 1 grounder for sure and 1 bullet, but we'll take it. It's 2 outs, and that's real important. It takes 3 hits now probably to score, so if they're singles, and so we're in somewhat in good shape.
2-2 to Zunino.
Yeah, 57 pitches for Gibson, 31 for strikes, 1 walk, a couple strikeouts. Strikeouts coming in the first inning.
Oh.
And a breaking ball for his 3rd strikeout.
That's the way I used to swing right there. That's the way you saw it.
We'll have more with Tom Kelly in the bottom of the 4th inning. Are 0 for 3. Rochester's leading Columbus 4-1. The Red Wings hope to get back to the 500 mark.
Yeah, remember Josh got hit early April, so it's going to take him a while to get going, but just having him down there is a positive thing.
As long as he's swinging, there's no pain, that'll be good.
Yep.
He'll get it going.
Tom, mere assessment of this Twins team. They win tonight. They're back to the 500 mark. and they've had 35 at bats from Willingham and Arcia because of injury. That in and of itself, I think, is a pretty good start, isn't it?
Well, yes. And again, we'll just go back. You look at the Mariners as an example. They're even 20-20, I guess. And their team batting average is .232. And Cano's .301. So the rest of them are down.
Right.
So their hitting hasn't been what you call stellar.
Rolled to third. Seager retires Suzuki, 1 out.
So the bottom line is that they're probably catching it pretty good and they're pitching it pretty good. So the bottom line is the pitching and defense, and they found a way to win some games, even with, let's say, not the best lineup that you possibly could maybe put out there.
Yeah, their pitching staff 4th in the American League combined ERA.
And there you go. And Bert knows this, and you know this, Dick. If you don't pitch good, you're going to have no chance to win. So I think in the Twins case, the better that we can pitch, follow what Hughes has done. We certainly got to get Correa going. There's no question about that. We all know that. And if I don't say hi to the guys in the clubhouse, they're going to be awful mad at me. So Rodney and the rest of them down there, Timmy, Adam, if I don't say hi, oh my, I'll be banished. So
what's up, guys?
2-0 to Kubel, line to center, his first time up. Tom, I want to ask you about the trend, the latest trend in baseball. Teams do it. Everybody does it to Jason, but the shifting, the extreme shifting. What are your thoughts as a former manager?
Well, it's something different. I'm not object to change if it's beneficial. It's going to help. I'm not so sure. It certainly doesn't work all the time, and I don't think anybody expects it to. But if they feel like this is what we need to do, and the sabermetricians tell us to play here, that's what we're going to do. So a lot of teams are going that direction. They tell me the Houston Ball Club, who leads the league in shifting, I guess they shift on
everybody.
If the pitcher comes up, I guess they're going to shift there too. So they tell me they shift on just about everybody that walks up there. So, you know, it's different scenarios. And as Bert has pointed out numerous times, if the pitcher is locating the ball where you have your design set up for your defense, well, then things probably got a better chance to work. But if he's all over the place, it's hard to set up these shifts and have them work. So, you know, I guess the better the pitching staff you have, the better you can execute some of these shifts. So I guess we'll have to see it play out. Just like the replay stuff, we'll have to see how it all plays out and make some adjustments. And I'm sure that the shift probably will make a few adjustments.
Well, even there's little mini shifts during it. It doesn't have to be the major shift, but right here, you know, you have Cano kind of shading up the middle. You know, you have Smoke over because of who's on the mound.
Correct.
He's not overpowering, that being young. Right. So there's more of a tendency for Pinto right here to pull the ball.
Correct. Yeah. And we understand that. If he keeps throwing them high ones like he did last inning, the outfielders aren't shifted enough. So you saw where the center fielder Jones went. He wasn't shifted enough, or he wasn't playing high enough, one of those two. But we got one down the line, and Hicksy got one down the line. So, you know, if the pitcher locates the ball, I guess things work a lot better for everybody.
1-2 to Josmil Pinto. Dick Bramer, Bert Blyleven, joined by Twins Hall of Famer Tom Kelly.
You know, and things don't change. The pitcher pretty much is going to dictate whether you win or lose for the most part, most of the time. So if the pitcher pitches the ball well, then oh my.
High fly to deep left field. Gone, a home run for Pinto.
This kid is so strong.
Looked like a fly ball, but he just kept going. And there's that pitch we were talking about. The shift did not work. The left fielder was certainly not playing high enough.
You don't know how many times I wanted Dan Gladden up in this.
Play a little higher. We had a couple innings where the outfielders would come in, Bert. I didn't tell you this ever, but I told them a couple of them, you got to play a little higher.
Look at the hanging breaking ball right there, and Pinto with his strength, great swing, getting a good piece of the wood on it. And hitting a 6th home run, and it's a 3-0 Twins lead.
I'd like to know what that feels like when you hit one like that.
One time you did that in the big leagues, right?
Yeah, but it didn't go that far.
Off a Burn rule.
Burn rule, yeah. And I started jogging down the first. All right, this is going to be good. And then the next day I see the outfielder starting to jump. I went, oh my God, this is not going to work out. But unfortunately, we lost that game, 4-2.
But your home run trot, you're saying, turned into more of a sprint there for a while.
It turned into a sprint quickly. I seen the outfielder getting ready to jump. I said, "Oh no!" So, but it happened once.
2-0 to Hicks, and he pops one up behind second base. Jones comes in to make the grab and end the inning. Josmil Pinto's home run, making it 3-0, and we thank Tom Kelly for stopping by.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, DK.
Junior, always a pleasure.
There aren't maybe too many people who would get married and then spend their wedding night at Target Field at a Twins game, but we have some very dedicated Twins fans here in Darren and Jen. Was this the plan today when you woke up?
Well, the game for sure was the plan, and then the wedding plans just kind of fell into place.
Well, congratulations that you guys are going to stick around and have a fun night in the city's area, right?
Yes, we are. Very fun night.
Congratulations on the wedding. We're going to give you $100 worth of scratch-offs courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery to help you celebrate a little bit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And hopefully a Twins win, right, Dick and Bert?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Congratulations.
1-0 to the number 9 batter, Brad Miller, leading off the Seattle 5th inning.
Miller a base hit in his first at bat, but here a fly ball to Aaron Hicks.
One down. You know, we're just a quarter of the way into the season, so a lot of things can happen. And a 500 record at home isn't anything to write home about, but it is better than what the Twins have done the last 3 years, and there are some reasons to be encouraged so far this year on a lot of fronts. The Twins have exercised some demons. They've played much better against some of the teams that really gave them trouble in the past, like Detroit and Kansas City. Tampa, here's a ball hit to right and a couple of fly ball outs. But front and center is the team is playing better at home, and that's, to me, always the first step in a rebuilding process. You've got to be able to play well in front of your own fans before you can hope of playing well on the road.
Yeah, it's been miserable the last 3 years, I think, for the Twins fans to come out and watch your team lose. But, you know, hey, it's the game of baseball. It happens. And you just try to get better. Right now, Twins 500 at home. Hopefully with a win here tonight, they'll go one over.
Twins on a nice little run. 2 out of 3 in Detroit, 2 out of 3 against the defending World Series champions. If they can win 2 out of 3 here, they'll head out on the road as a 500 ball club. And it's important that they finish this homestand off on a high note, because they're going to be a little road weary here in the next 5-6 weeks. 25 of their next 38 games after Sunday's game are on the road. The homestands are short. They're not, you know, going to be lengthy like the first couple of homestands with, you know, 3 teams in a week and a half long or anything like that. It all evens out in the end, but it'll be a tough grind of road games coming up in the next 6 weeks.
Good fastball right there by Gibson. More the four-seamer because of Saunders looking for that pitch away, almost leaning out, trying to think away, but good fastball there. Missed with that four-seamer. And the difference between the four-seam and the two-seamer, the two-seamer more the sinking fastball. That ball will move down and away. The four-seamer, he's trying to run in on lefties. More of a straight fastball.
Three and two. With two gone here in the fifth. Just missed left side of the infield, and the pitcher started heading toward the Twins dugout, but it's a 2-out walk issued to Saunders.
Suzuki held it right there, and a good pitch hit the black. Second walk for Gibson.
Not a good idea to walk anybody in front of Robinson Cano, but that's what's happened here in the fifth. Missing down and away.
It'll be interesting to see how Cano does as far as power. I mean, there's his hit by direction right there. He uses the whole field. Yankee Stadium was so home run friendly for left-handers, especially a guy like Cano, that pretty good pull hitter. All of a sudden now he's in Seattle, where the ball doesn't carry as well. He has one home run on the year. He'll drive in runs, but I don't know if he's going to do it with a lot of home runs like he did in New York. 205 career home runs in 9 seasons, and he's hit 1 this year.
To left center, chased by Hicks. And that ball is off the very top of the wall with 2 outs. A runner at first was taking off. And Cano with a double puts the Mariners on the board.
Such a beautiful swing, and a ball just explodes off his bat. Mentioned it in his last at bat when he got the base hit between first and second. He lifts that left leg up and then utilizes his strength that he has. Good timing right there, just dropping the barrel of the bat. And that ball drifted a long way. And Hicks gave it a run, but high off the wall, almost a 2-run home run. Instead, it's an RBI double.
Here's Corey Hart. Has struck out and hit a fly ball to left. Gibson pays for the 2-out walk. And that hits the inside corner, strike 1. The Twins trying to accommodate the Mariners, I guess. This is Seattle type of weather, isn't it? Cloudy, cool, feels damp. And any of those weather conditions could have helped keep that ball in the ballpark. It's supposed to warm up here by tomorrow night. And then it's supposed to be just about perfect Sunday afternoon. 2 strikes. Saw Gibson muttering to himself. And a breaking ball flared foul.
January of 2013, Corey Hart had surgery on his right knee, and then in June of last year had surgery on his left knee. Big man, 6'6".
Off the plate, 1-2.
Remember many years ago they signed Richie Sexson to that long-term contract. That just didn't pan out for him. Almost the same size of player. Sexton once with the Brewers.
They have not done well in the free agent market for position players at any rate. With Sean Figgins, that contract was kind of an albatross for the organization. Same two, Sexton. 1-2.
Carlos Silva, remember they gave him a big contract. Adrian Beltre really never panned out in Seattle like he has in Texas.
Smoke on deck. Gibson trying to get the third out. The first two came quickly here in the fifth on a couple of fly balls, just a handful of pitches. But now pitch number 77 on the night. Got him. That puts an end to the fifth inning, but the Mariners got a 2-out walk backed up by a Cano double to get on the board. Twins have a 3-1 lead. Eduardo Escobar will lead off the fifth inning against Chris Young, and he takes strike one. Escobar, Dozier, and Mauer in the Twins' fifth. 1-1.
Change it.
Hits the outside corner, 1-2.
Big slow curveball right there. That's one pitch that Rick Waite said that Young is starting to throw again. Because of the shoulder surgery, he was unable to throw that curveball.
So the second, Cano gets in front, sidearms his throw over to Smoke, 1-1. Back to the top of the order, Brian Dozier. Tomorrow, MLB on Fox Sports 1 is back. Reigning NLB MVP Andrew McCutchen, and the Pirates take on Derek Jeter and the Yankees. Action starts at 2:30 Central on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Dozier drove a double, driving in a run in the third inning. He later scored on a Plouffe double. Then he takes ball one. The average slowly climbing. And this one hit high and deep to left field. Gone off the facing of the second deck. Dozier's hit his 10th home run of the year.
Another pitch that looked like it was up that he tommyhawked off the facing. Home run number 10 on the year for Brian Dozier.
Again, roughly a quarter of the way through the season. That's a fun number to have already at just a quarter of the way into the season.
Well, you see the location again, almost the same spot that he hit the double. Got underneath it He hit that ball a long way. So Dozier able to get that run back that the Mariners were able to put on the board in the top of the inning.
Mauer takes up and away, ball 1.
Home run traveling at 386 feet.
And on the outside corner, 1-1. And Mauer hooks it into the corner. It'll be an extra base hit for Joe Mauer. I've seen Joe hit too many balls there. That's why the outfield shifted him so extremely the other way. But he got on top of one and hooked it into the right field corner.
For Joe, his 4th double of the year. A lot of extra base hits for the Twins. A couple of home runs, now 4 doubles with 1 single. Fastball about letter high that Joe turns on and hits it into that corner.
And Rick Waits will come to the mound along with the catcher Michael Zanuno. The trip to the mound by the Mariners.
Young came into this ball game in his first 6 starts, 7 appearances, allowed only 4 home runs. He's given up 2 already here tonight.
Twins have now hit 31 home runs and allowed 35.
You can see Joe mainly to left and center. Not too often he pulls that ball like he did.
Trevor takes a breaking pitch, strike 1. Towering pop-up. Trevor upset because I think he thought he was going to drive that ball. The shortstop Miller with the catch, out number 2, and that'll bring up Chris Parmelee. If you're looking for a keepsake to commemorate the All-Star game at Target Field, check out Our Game by artist Terrence Fogarty. It's the name of a limited edition print that depicts a stunning vista of Target Field and the cityscape of Minneapolis, and portrays baseball's youth celebrating America's Midsummer Classic. Find out more and order yours today at twinsbaseball.com. Parmelee's hit 2 fly balls to center, and he takes an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Another pop-up. The Seattle dugout and out of play.
Yeah, something clocked here. Change up at 76. Young leaving some pitches up, and Twins taking an advantage of it.
Had all sorts of shoulder problems in his career, and then they discovered that what was really causing him trouble was the thoracic outlet syndrome, where it's a constriction of blood circulation. They have to take a rib out, and Twins prospect Deolis Guerra had that happen last year, and he said it was the first time in years that his shoulder didn't hurt after the surgery and the rehab, of course. 1-2. Lifted to left, and that's carrying Ackley back to the wall, and he makes the catch. Parmelee with a couple of home runs to his pull side, and he sent one deep to the opposite field there. Dozier did hit one out. It's 4-1. fan photo of the game. Tweet a photo to hashtag #NorthFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Wow, look at that.
That's kicking back and relaxing right there.
It's also, I think, needing a new pair of boots. Turned into a nice night here, although the clouds have come back over Target Field. Kyle Gibson's been given a couple of 3-run leads now.
It's a big inning for Gibson because his pitch count is at 77. You want a quick inning right here so you can go back out for the 7th.
Smoke, Seager, and Ackley. First pitch rolled them out.
Helps.
He got a quick first and second out in the 5th inning, and then had to throw a lot more pitches before he could finally get the side out. One down.
And that's what I said earlier. Attack's down in the strike zone. He's got such a good sinker that he can go deep into the ball game if he realizes that sinker right there. Hitters see it, he'll beat that ball on the ground. 9 ground ball outs so far for Gibson to go with 3 fly ball outs and 4 strikeouts.
Seager called out on strikes, and by a game's end, Gibson may think back on that strikeout as being the key to his night tonight. Twins hadn't hit yet. It was in the 1st inning. There was a hit, a fielder's choice, and then a walk. The bases were loaded with 2 outs. And Seager at the plate. And Gibson not only got him, he struck him out, but he left the bases full. And has pitched much better after kind of a rough start. Down and in, 1-1.
You're going to go through the ups and downs. Pitcher coach Rick Anderson keeping an eye on Gibson. In your career, it's how you bounce back.
A high fly to deep right center field. Hicks, Parmalee, and it's Parmalee with the catch. Didn't even get to the warning track. 2 away.
Yeah, Seager got underneath that ball a little bit. Second out of the top of the 6th inning.
Hey, you've got a busy morning tomorrow, right? You're going to be you and the Minnesota Stroke Association, the 2014 Strides for Stroke Walk tomorrow at Battle Creek Regional Park in Maplewood. The Strides for Stroke Walk raises awareness and helps fund programs that benefit the over 97,000 Minnesotans who live with the effects of a stroke. Find out how you can get involved. Visit foxsportsnorth.com and click on the More tab for details.
I'm happy to host that with Jeff Passel.
1 strike to Ackley. And now a ball.
There you go.
Knocked down. Still has plenty of time. Makes the play. And Gibson didn't panic, just like Dozier didn't panic a couple innings before. A 1-2-3-6 for Kyle Gibson. Toyota. Let's go places. To find your nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. Kyle Gibson with the stocking cap on, looking like he's ready to go out again for the 7th inning.
I hope so. 84 pitches for Gibson.
Kurt Suzuki will lead off the 6th against Chris Young. Down and away. I beg your pardon. Strike one, says Larry Vanover. Suzuki with a soft line out in the 2nd to the shortstop and a bouncer to 3rd. 1-1.
Yeah, Suzuki came into the ballgame hitting .325, 3rd best in the American League. Victor Martinez leading the American League in hitting.
Fair ball down the line, and now Suzuki will round first and dig for 2nd. And the throw not in time. Suzuki joins the extra base hit parade.
Another double, 5 doubles now for the Twins with their 2 home runs. The only single coming off the bat of Jason Kubel, who's at the plate now in the 2nd inning. Right off the end of the bat, but pulling that ball right down the left field line into, is it Caroms? To Ackley, he gets it back in, but a double for Suzuki, his 9th double of the year.
And now Kubel. A high fly, short center field. Suzuki will have to play it 15 feet off the bag, and frustrating at bat for Kubel. Not only was it quick, but he did not advance Suzuki. 1 down. Pinto to the plate. With this reminder first that you can follow every Twins game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, and the free MLB.TV game of the day. Download at the App Store or visit twinsbaseball.com today. Pinto plugged a home run his last time up.
He got a hanging breaking ball from Young.
Down and away, ball 1.
Young with no walks in the ball game, no strikeouts.
2-0.
I think he's going to be very careful right here to Pinto.
Outside, 3-0. Hicks on deck.
Pinto may have the green light here. Takes a fastball. It's only the 2nd 3-ball count for Young.
Three and 1. And a walk. Will fill first base. Put 2 aboard for Aaron Hicks.
First walk for Young in the ball game.
Mariners had yesterday off. They've got a well-rested bullpen, but Lloyd McClendon doesn't have anyone warming up. Aaron Hicks finished off a rally in the 10th inning yesterday. He started a rally in his first at bat today. A first pitch double hooked into the right field corner.
And Young, when he's on the mound making his 7th start, has only 1 double play turn behind him.
Well, look at where the outs are here. They're almost all on fly balls, pop-ups. Strike 1 to Hicks. In the dirt, 1-1. Whether the game-winning hit yesterday will be a springboard for Hicks remains to be seen. Fans remember last year when he had a tremendous game against the Chicago White Sox, homered from each side of the plate, took a home run away from Adam Dunn in center field. Squibbed off the end of the bat. Young looks at third.
Too late.
And Young and third baseman Seager both went for the ball. And Aaron Hicks didn't hit that ball well at all, but he'll get credit for a hit.
As a pitcher, you have to know that when that ball is hit like that, you're going after it. The third baseman's going to come in and try to field it in case you can't get to it. Young thought that Seager was over at first. By the time he could spin around and throw, Aaron Hicks in his speed beat it out. So Hicks gets his second hit. Bases loaded and one out.
Now Escobar. Chance to bust the game open here. Hitless in the ball game, a fly to right and a ground ball to second. Speed pitch that covers the corner. Talked with Escobar today about his switch hitting and positions he's played. He was drafted as a center fielder and pitcher. Didn't start playing shortstop until his professional career began, which is when he started switch hitting. There's a liner to left, a base hit. Suzuki scores. Pinto will be held at third. Naturally a right-handed hitter. He picked up left-handed hitting very quickly, and he delivers a hit from the left side here in the sixth inning.
Pitch out over the plate. He didn't try to pull it, and he picks up his 9th RBI. Good piece of hitting right there by Escobar. And Rick waits. Coming out to the mound again. The pitching coach for Lloyd McClendon.
I don't think Brian Dozier is the guy the Mariners want to see with the bases loaded here. Dozier lined back to the pitcher in the first. Stroked a double into the left field corner, driving in a run in the third, and then hit one off the facing of the second deck for a home run in the fifth. Corner infielders, well, check that. Third baseman Seager's retreating now, but Smoke at first is playing in front of the runner. Former Twin Joe Beimel warming up. There's a first pitch strike to Dozier. Twins have been crushing Young's fastball, and so now he's throwing more off-speed stuff. Fly ball right field. Pinto setting up for a tag. It's a short fly ball to Saunders. And a bluff tag by Pinto, 2 away.
Yeah, the ball not deep enough early for Pinto, who's not the quickest to score on that. Saunders doing a good job getting behind that ball and making a good throw home.
Now Mauer doubled into the right field corner his last time up. Line to left, deep to left in the corner, his first time up. Twins have scored in 4 straight innings. If not a knockout punch, Mauer can deliver a hit to give them a lot of breathing room heading into the last 3 innings. Strike on the outside corner. Tapper up the line, foul, 2 strikes. A couple of times Twins hitters have been way out in front of that off-speed pitch, like they can't wait long enough.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure, you know, that last one at 77, you tell yourself to stay back, but you're still out front.
It's almost like Young gave up throwing his fastball a couple innings ago. Trying to get through this inning with just 1 run allowed.
This will be pitch number 90.
That is foul. Another off-speed pitch. Bases full of Twins. 2 strikes to Mauer. And Young fires to first. The Twins leave the bases full, but add another run in the 6th inning. Casino story of the game.
Well, Kyle Gibson, so far so good. 6 very good innings. 4 strikeouts in the ball game. Just gave up a run on a RBI double to Cano in the 5th. Couple home runs by the Twins. Pinto hitting his 6th home run, and then Brian Dozier his 10th home run.
And Gibson now in the 7th will face Zunino, Miller, and Jones.
Yeah, Gibson out there because of the pitch counts he's had. You know, only 7 pitches needed in the 6th inning.
He threw what, 20? How many in the first inning?
21.
21. Busted bat and a bouncer backhanded by Plouffe. He sets and fires over to Mauer, 1 away.
Got another ground ball out. Good pitch right there, getting in on the hitter.
Talking with Lloyd McClendon before the game today, you know, and they're encouraged in Seattle like we are here in Minnesota seeing the team. But he says, you know, we just haven't scored many runs. That's been the issue all along. And Gibson doing a nice job tying up a lineup that has been struggling.
Yeah, I mean, he attacked the strike zone. That's what we said earlier in the pregame. My scouting report said, you know, attack the strike zone. It's a club that, yeah, has not scored a lot of runs. And ball that got through Gibson.
Good play by Escobar backing up Gibson. Gibson tried to get down like a hockey goalie to keep that ball in front of him at least. And it went right through the 5-hole. 2 down.
Well, it looked like he jammed Miller right there. Gibson will be out early tomorrow. A little PFP. Ball right through the wickets. But Escobar right there. Nice play. Good reaction by Escobar. Gets Miller at first.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be here early tomorrow because the guys were here early today taking some batting practice.
Yeah, National League games coming.
5 of them coming up by National League rules, and Phil Hughes might be the first Twins pitcher to hit a home run since Jim Cott. He's got some distance. Escobar has it come out of the glove, and Jones will get ahead. A liner to Escobar's left. It'll be a 2-out single for James Jones. Could have been the end of the 7th inning on the 89th pitch.
Well, good effort right here, right off the tip of his glove, was actually in the glove and then came out. But 21 pitches in the first, and to get deep into the ballgame, you need what he did in the 2nd inning, what he did in the 4th, and what he did in the 6th. Keep that pitch count low. You're going to have innings that are going to be in the 20s and the high teens, but you can get the low teens. Hopefully you'll do exactly what Gibson's been able to do and get into the 7th, maybe the 8th.
First pitch strike to Saunders. The only mistake that Gibson has made here tonight was walking Saunders with 2 outs in the 5th. Cano doubled off the top of the fence in left center, and the Mariners had a run. Fouled back, 2 strikes.
.29 batters faced for Gibson, 20 first pitch strikes.
Two strikes to Saunders. And missing inside.
You know, after Gibson's last start in Detroit, he got hit around. You know, the 2 innings he went, 6 runs, gave up the 3-run home run to Cabrera. You sit for 5 or 6 days and you think about that. And you got to credit Gibson for coming out and attacking the strike zone right here. I know it's a completely different ball club that you're facing, but he's doing a good job.
Blocked by Suzuki. All the runs he gave up against the Tigers were earned runs, even though an error could have been charged, I thought, to Danny Santana, who flipped a ground ball to second rather than throwing to first to end the inning. And then Cabrera comes up, hits the 3-run home run. So 6 runs scored, when in reality only 2 of them should have. And because of the scorer's ruling, all 6 were earned runs. And again, in the minds of some, Gibson was getting squeezed by the home plate umpire. Can't use it as an excuse, I know, but
you see by the Fox tracks working both sides of the plate on Saunders. Need an out right here. Cano on deck.
Fox tracks presented by Carrier. Runner goes, and the pitch lined sharply to center. Jones will round second and go to third. And so now, Cano will come up with 2 men aboard.
Saunders picking up his 2nd hit of the ball game.
And now Cano, who has 2 hits.
Location right there, that pretty much right down the heart of the plate. And Saunders taking it right back up the middle. And Jones was off with a pitch, but his speed gets over to third.
Cano with 2 hits. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. That would have been a tough play for Escobar to make. Retiring Cano, having to go to his right. But technically he reached in a fielder's choice, lined a single to right, then doubled off the very top of the fence out by the bullpen in left center. So he's been seeing the ball very well here tonight. Ball 1.
Got a good pitch inside. Make him move his feet.
And here comes Rick Anderson. 1 pitch into this suddenly important at bat.
You want the challenge right here to get this guy out.
Casey Fiend and Thielbar warming up out of the bullpen. In the past, nice methodical win was the starter going 9 innings. Those days are long gone.
Yes, they are.
Now a nice methodical win is the starter goes 6, then 3 relievers each pitch an inning apiece. It was all laid out on the table perfectly for the Twins yesterday, but Glenn Perkins missed a save opportunity. Bounce to second.
Good visit by Anderson.
And a good 7 innings for Kyle Gibson with just 1 run allowed.
Speed pitch to Cano. He rolled over, but all in all, a very good inning. This is like a complete game. My goodness. 7 innings, only 1 run allowed, a couple walks, 4 strikeouts. He worked out of a jam in that first inning, like you mentioned, Dick. You know, he gave up the RBI double to Cano, but able to pitch a good ball game. Twins gave him some support, and he put the zeros on the board. 96 pitches, 57 strikes for Gibson. A couple walks, 4 strikeouts.
Plouffe takes a ball after a foul ball, 1-1. Chopped to short. Miller. High throw, and Plouffe is safe.
Yeah, one thing Miller has had trouble with, and that's defensively. That's his 8th error at short. There's plenty of time to make a good throw, but the throw was high, and credit Plouffe for hustling down the line.
No move from Lloyd McClendon about coming out and maybe reviewing it.
Got in front of the ball nicely, sets up, and then just kind of airmails that ball. Smoke has to leap up high, and Trevor Plouffe gets to the bag before Smoke can apply the tag.
Now Chris Parmelee takes up ball 1. Parmelee 0 for 3, 2 flies to center, and a warning track drive to left field. Now 2-0. Oswaldo Arcia is homered tonight for Rochester. It is assumed that someone, a position player, will be on this roster before we get to San Diego on Monday. Ron Gardenhire said he wants to cut back to 12 pitchers. Starts like tonight will help. Whether it's Arcia, who's called up from Rochester, remains to be seen. 3-1. a double play. Smoke catches the line drive. Bluth trapped off, 2 down.
Yeah, not much a runner can do right there. High fastball, Parmalee hitting it sharply, but right at Smoke. And the double play.
Join Roy Smalley at the Capitol Grill Celebrity Waiter event benefiting Boys and Girls Clubs of the Twin Cities coming up Sunday night. A delicious 4-course meal served by past and present Minnesota sports celebrities. Visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the More tab for details. Ball 1 to Kurt Suzuki. And a liner to the other corner infield. 7 innings complete. Twins right now in control of this one, 5-1.
We'll continue this series throughout the weekend. The Minnesota Lynx also have their home opener. We have it for you Sunday starting at 3:30 on Fox Sports North Plus, including the special ceremony where the defending champs are presented with their championship rings. That's Sunday, 3:30, Fox Sports North Plus. Dick and Bert.
Yeah, go Lynx. Let's see if they can repeat.
Caleb Thielbar in the game for the Twins. He will relieve Kyle Gibson after 7 effective innings.
Yeah, Thielbar making his 17th relief appearance. He worked here Wednesday. He had that battle with David Ortiz. Ortiz hit the solo home run in the Twins' 9-4 loss on Wednesday. Thielbar's done a great job out of that bullpen. Very good numbers.
The lead is different. It was just a 2-run lead, but yet the same principle applies. Gibson pitched an extra inning, 7. That's quite a different matter than just 6 innings.
Yep.
But to just have relievers start their own innings, the Twins were in a rut for the longest time where too many relievers were coming in with the bases loaded in the middle of an inning. That's a tough way to go about your business. But in yesterday's game, 6-1-1-1. And today, maybe just 7-1-1. It's easier to align your bullpen. You're not running 5 or 6 guys out there every night. And if you want to get back to 12 pitchers, it just works a lot better that way. 1-1. Remember, 1 inning in the Boston series. Twins had the ball hit to right. Parmalee retreats a few steps.
Yeah, 4 pitchers in 1 inning.
Yeah, 4 pitchers to get 3 outs.
All right.
1 down here in the 8th. That'll bring up Justin Smoke. Smoke now hitting as a right-handed batter. Smoke 0 for 2 with a walk. Comebacker to the mound in the 3rd, and then he was retired on a ground ball to Mauer, feeding Gibson. in the 6th. And a strike.
Boy, he's been a nice find for the Twins, hadn't he,
Yeah.
Caleb?
When you look at the Seattle hitting coach Howard Johnson, who in his day was an awfully good switch hitter, and that's one of the hopes for the Mariners, that a switch hitter can help unlock the potential in another switch hitter, Justin Smoke. Howard Johnson led the National League in home runs in his heyday with the Mets. And there's always been that projection for Smoke that once it happens, he's going to be a very dangerous man with a bat in his hand. 1-2.
However, Texas had Smoke. They had Chris Davis. You know, they kind of let those guys go. And Davis found himself in Baltimore.
53 home runs worth last year for Davis. There's a nice at bat, driving one into right field. 1-out single. That'll bring up Seager. Owning Twins season tickets provides a lot more than a guaranteed seat. You get a variety of benefits, starting with 2014 All-Star Game ticket purchase priority. Call 800-33-TWINS. Visit twinsbaseball.com. There's a season ticket plan that fits every fan. 1 out, 1 on, and Seager coming to the plate. Oakland beat Cleveland 11-1. Detroit leading Boston 1-0. Max Scherzer against John Lester. Rain delay in that game. They resumed play, but there was a delay earlier. Baltimore leading Kansas City 4-0. Chicago leading Houston 3-2. Swing and a miss.
The breaking ball right there by Thielbar.
One and one. Lost his hands, 2-0.
Good pitch. Wow. Where is that?
Just off the corner, says Larry Vanover, and it's 3-1.
So Fox Track says, caught the corner. Yes.
I believe in Fox Tracks. That was outside. 3-1. And now a walk.
That was outside.
And that'll bring up Dustin Ackley.
It's only the third unintentional walk for Thielbar. 12 1/3 innings.
Veen and Dunsing warming up behind him. There's a fastball and strike one. Driven to the gap in right center. And Ackley has driven in 2 runs with what he hopes will be a triple. It is a triple. And it's a 5-3 game, and the tying run will come to the plate with only 1 out.
Boy, Thielbar left the fastball right there. Ackley put a good swing on it. His second triple of the year. Location, location, location. That ball right down the heart of the plate.
That ball was crushed.
Yes, it was. Split the outfielders.
Thielbar gives back at least a couple of runs here, and now Ron Gardenhire is going to go out and bring Casey Fien into the game. disappointing outing for Thielbar. This game was well under control, but now a couple of runs have scored, and the Mariners will have an at bat here, maybe another one with the tying run at the plate. Thielbar, with the Mariners getting a 2-run double. Pepsi fans of the game hoping that Casey Fiend can put out the fire here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the worst that we've seen Thielbar pitch this year. I mean, he's done a great job out of that bullpen. Casey Fiend making his 18th appearance. He worked in yesterday's ball game. 1 shutout inning, and the Twins 4-3 win in 10 innings.
He got all 3 outs in the 8th inning on 6 pitches. Casey's first outing since taking the Victor Martinez line drive off his upper right arm. Zunino is 0 for 3. Twins are playing the infield back, up by 2. They'll concede another run on a ground ball hit up the middle. High fly to center, and Hicks has to retreat on this ball. At the fence, he makes a leaning catch. Where did the carry come on that? That ball kept sailing. It's a sacrifice fly, and now a 5-4 ball game.
That was almost a dangerous play right there. The ball just kept drifting on Aaron Hicks.
I didn't think that ball had nearly that much carry.
He got underneath it, and the ball just kept going. Hicks kept tracking it. Making a nice catch. Zunino picking up his 18th RBI, and it's a 5-4 game. That run charge to Caleb Thielbar.
Outside. Fiend getting the second out of the inning on the first pitch, and now missing outside. Brad Miller. And a strike. Casey said his arm was still sore yesterday when he pitched from the bruise, but he said once the adrenaline kicked in, he didn't feel any soreness. And I think we've all sensed watching Casey pitch the last few years that he does get an adrenaline rush.
Yes, he does. Well, you know what? No fooling around when he's out on that mound. He'll get right back on that pitching rubber and look for the sign. Very aggressive.
2-1.
Right at you.
Swing and a foul. 2-2.
Knock the mask off of Suzuki. Little cutter right here. A little movement.
2-2. Just missed 3-2 with Jones on deck. Miller, the number 9 batter.
Yeah, not missing by much is this fastball.
And he walked him. And the tying run is on. Jones will come up with 2 away. Second walk of the inning.
Yeah, both Thielbar and Fiend, excellent control coming into this outing. That's only the 3rd walk for Fiend in 17 innings pitched.
Jones singled his last time up. Now has a 7-game hitting streak. Not close.
Six seasons in the minor leagues for Jones in the Seattle organization, a .282 minor league hitter. And Suzuki going out to talk to Fiend. Ryan Dunsing getting loose. Saunders on deck, a left-handed hitter, and then Robinson Cano.
One 1-0 to James Jones. Strike called. .34 at bats for Jones. 12 hits, 4 doubles. Field staff there starting the learning process regarding Lloyd McClendon. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, McClendon managed the Pittsburgh Pirates for 5 seasons, 2001 to 2005. Oh, we saw him recently with Jim Leyland, right. So I'm sure he learned a lot watching Jim Leyland.
I talked to him. He said, last time I was at this ballpark, we were celebrating. The Tigers clinched here. 1-2 to Jones with the tying run at first in the 8th. 2 away. Foul away. But they will kind of feel each other out. Less so for McClendon, who has seen Ron Gardenhire manage. But managers like to kind of develop a history to see how aggressive a manager might be. McClendon eager to maybe steal Miller into scoring position in situations like this. One and 2 to Jones. And they throw over there again.
Yeah, again, Miller at first, a couple stolen bases in 2 attempts.
Having some great at bats here, 4th time through the lineup. Jones single, Saunders single, Smoke single, Seager walk, Ackley double, Miller walk. That was the 4th time through the lineup. Now Jones starting the 5th time. Another 1-2. Foul ball. Dunsing is warmed up. Low throw. Mauer. Even on a throw to first that's in the dirt, he'll take that ball out of play and put in a new one. A tense battle here in the 8th inning. The Twins had a 4-run lead at the start of the inning.
Need a strikeout right here. Got him.
Painted the corner.
I'm glad he listens to me.
The Twins lead trimmed back from 4-1 in the top of the 8th.
As we head to the bottom of the 8th, I'm Jamie Hirsch with a reminder that Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, is coming up after the final out. You're going to want to stick around because former Twins manager Tom Kelly is joining the broadcast, and he's going to break down this game. He'll also take a closer look at Brian Dozier's impressive swing, a double and a home run for him so far here tonight. We'll also go inside the Twins clubhouse and hear from manager Ron Gardenhire after the game on Twins Live, guys.
All right, thank you, Jamie. A little bit more tense here in the bottom of the 8th than we thought because the Mariners got 3 in the top of the inning. Casey Fiend did put out the fire in the 8th.
Yes, he did.
And now Jason Kubel, Josmiel Pinto, and Aaron Hicks will hit against lefty Joe Beimel.
Yeah, Beimel, a former Twin back in 2004, made only 3 relief appearances, but he'd been around the block for a while since came up with the Pirates in 2001. Went to spring training as a non-roster player, made the club out of spring training, making his 15th relief appearance. 13 innings, 12 hits allowed, 4 walks, 1 intentional with 9 strikeouts.
Half swing and strike 2.
I'm 37 years old. Mariners are the 7th different major league team he is going to pitch for or has pitched for. Pitched for the Pirates a couple times.
Line right to an infielder. Turns out it's a third baseman. Kyle Seager playing where Cano would normally play. 1 down. Second time that Kubel's hit the ball on that side of the infield to Kyle Seager. Our Carsoup.com trivia question: 2 pitchers to win 20 or more games in a season with
Andy
Seattle.
Johnson, yeah.
And you're right, Jamie Moyer.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
Here's Pinto. Beimel called up in September of 2004. Part of a pitching staff that included Grant Balfour, Jesse Crane, Hey, how about Pinto? He squirts one into the right field corner, and he'll be held with a single. But his second hit of the night with one out in the 8th inning.
Well, and you like to see that too from Pinto, because you see the power. We know he can pull the ball with authority, but right here, Beimel going with a little cutter, and Pinto just kind of slices this ball down that right field line. That's how you get that average back up. Came in hitting .240, picks up his second hit along with a walk.
And now Hicks, a single and a double. Starters on that 2004 team were Johan Santana, his first Cy Young Award year. Brad Radke, Carlos Silva. Big swing and a miss by Hicks. Kyle Loesch.
Yeah, everybody but Chris Parmelee joining the hit parade. Twins with 11 hits, a lot of extra base hits, a couple home runs.
Hicks with a couple of hits. He hit one hard, his opening double in the 3rd inning, and then he got an infield hit on a little squibber between the mound and third base. One and one.
Beimel had the Tommy John surgery a couple years ago. Missed all of last year. Actually missed the last 2 years, just kind of recovering last year a little bit.
Tries to swing, but takes a strike, 1-2. This is where the Twins want to see Hicks be more aggressive. Same thing they wanted to see from Chris Parmelee. They want to see from Aaron Hicks. Don't get called out on strikes. If it's close, take a hack at it. And as it was proven in the 10th inning yesterday, something good might happen.
Out of way.
Now, having said that, his game-winning hit came on a 3-2 pitch. He stood up there with a 1-2 pitch, or with a 1-2 count, took a couple of close pitches to fill the count, and then broke his bat and dumped a game-winning single in the left.
Yeah, you just don't want him going up there hacking. You want to make sure that if it's around the plate, especially with 2 strikes, hopefully you hit it hard somewhere.
And now it's 3-2. Escobar on deck. Twins would love to answer back with a run or more here in their half of the 8th. Hicks is a right-handed batter, hitting quite well, coming into the game at .243. It's not great, but it's better than his left-handed average of .118. Hard to right. Saunders is there. And Tom Kelly would be happy with that as a right-handed batter, hitting it to the opposite field with authority. Great offer for you. Wine, Women, and Baseball is back, and the first event is Tuesday, May 27th. Enjoy Pamper Yourself stations. Remember those light appetizers they're going to have.
Yeah.
Desserts, wine tasting, and a gift to take with you.
Cheeseburger.
It all happens before the game at the Graves 601 Hotel, a block from Target Field. Get your tickets at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. 2 down, runner at first, and Escobar the batter. He too hitting from the right side of the plate. And he slices it into the corner. How far can Pinto go? Third base will be enough. Escobar with a double. He's got an opposite field single as a left-handed batter and an opposite field double as a right-handed batter.
And another double for Escobar, his 12th. And I think an 80 at bats. Not a bad pitch down. He just kind of, like Pinto did, sliced it the other way. It's a matter how quick Saunders could get to that ball where Pinto would end up. Saunders getting to that ball quickly and getting it back in.
Lloyd McClendon's going to make a percentage move here that might actually benefit Brian Dozier and the Twins. He's hit right-handers better than left-handers this year, but they're going to, I think, make the move.
Now Brian Dunsing will go back and talk to Tom Bernansky about the scouting report. Excuse me, Brian Dozier.
Clinton out just to talk to Beimel. And now he's going to bring in a right-hander. Beimel leaves with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 out. Lineup available to play. His hamstring is ready. Might be in the lineup tomorrow. Centrally a link to what's next. Speaking of tomorrow, Roanes Elias going for the Mariners against Samuel Deduno of the Twins.
Yeah, Elias, a left-handed pitcher, just made the ball club out of spring training. Played Double-A last year. A young man from Cuba against Deduno. I think it'll be a good pitching matchup here. I like Samuel Deduno's chances. He's had 3 previous starts against Seattle, and they've all been outstanding.
Tom Wilhelmsen throws hard. He, for a while, was the Seattle closer. He got off to a rough start this year, but lately he's been lights out.
Good sinking fastball, hard breaking ball, and a changeup.
Dozier will hit with 2 important runners in scoring position with the lead trimmed back to 1. And you can see what I was talking about before. Dozier has not done that well against left-handed pitchers at all. And in fact has hit for a fatter batting average and more power against righties. Strike on the outside corner. One strike. 2 strikes. Mid-90s fastball. Breaking pitch at 89.
Wilhelmsen in his 4th season with the Mariners.
And Dozier waves at a slower breaking ball. Throw to first ends the inning. And he puts out a fire in the bottom of the 8th. Glenn Perkins missed a save opportunity yesterday. He'll get another one tonight. It's a 1-run lead for Glenn Perkins and the Twins as we go to the 9th inning. In the 9th inning yesterday, Perkins struck out the side, but he faced 7 batters. The other 4 batters all singled against him. And the Red Sox got a couple of runs in the 9th, and that set up Hicks for his heroics in the 10th.
Well, I see the strikeouts for Perkins. 28 in 18 in a 3rd innings pitch.
Lefty Saunders and Cano to get things started. Up high, ball 1. Saunders, Cano, and Hart due up.
This is what closers like to do, too. They want to get right back on that bite. Perk knew that he blew a save yesterday. He wants to get one here today.
And a sharp single to left. And the leadoff man is on, and Cano will come up with the tying run aboard.
And Saunders picks up his 3rd hit. All singles.
I'm seeing Perkins, not used to seeing Perkins give up so many hits. It's 5 singles in the last 8 at bats. Even with the 4 singles yesterday, a low opponent batting average of .233. Cano hit a ground ball to second. He was the last man Kyle Gibson faced. The 21st out of Gibson's night. Strike 1.
Perkins starts him off with a slider. Cano, very good numbers against Perkins. 6 hits in 10 at bats. One of the hits a double.
Line foul. Might have cracked his bat. Apparently not. Perkins gets ahead of him 0-2. And Cano asks for time.
Cano's hit into 4 double plays.
Another one driven foul, another mid-90s fastball. Oh, 0-2 to Robinson Cano.
He's poking that fastball 94, 95 just the other way to keep the bat alive. That's how you're a 300 hitter.
Another 0-2. Breaking ball taken for ball 1.
Nice job by Suzuki right there. He really had to leap left to get that ball.
Breaking ball, and Cano tapped it foul. He's gotten a piece of everything Perkins has thrown up there with 2 strikes. Fastball, sliders. That kicks away from Suzuki, and Saunders will advance. Another slider in the dirt, but Suzuki couldn't corral it, and now the tying run's in scoring position with nobody out.
Suzuki did a great job on the previous slider that was way outside. This one bouncing in front of him and kind of ricocheting off the glove of Suzuki. You see Cano telling Saunders to move to second. It'll be a wild pitch charged to Perkins. His second wild pitch of the year.
2-2. And another foul on a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. With Cano asking for time again.
Fastball in the low 90s, mid 90s, hard slider.
Snapped his bat. Cano will be retired, but on the play, Saunders advances to third, where a fly ball to the outfield would score him. We'll see what the Twins do. The infield here with Corey Hart coming up.
Well, a good at bat by Cano right here. Perkins starts him off with a breaking ball. Cano takes it. Another breaking ball he fouled off. High fastballs he kept fouling off. Must have one more. That breaking ball. Good job by Suzuki right there. Another breaking ball. That's the one they got away from Suzuki. Allowed Saunders to get to second. And a fastball middle in, but Cano does his job.
Infield in, and a pitch up and into Corey Hart. Hart, and then presumably Justin Smoke, a switch hitter. Hart 0 for 6 against Perkins with 2 strikeouts. Popped up near first. 2 away.
That's a big out.
And it'll be left to Justin Smoke.
Looked like a breaking ball, something up, and Hart got underneath it. Yeah, high breaking ball. Hart hit it straight up.
Smoke singled and scored his last time up. And Suzuki slides to his left to dig a pitch out of the dirt. That slider has been darting in the dirt a lot.
Yeah,
here.
another nice block right there by Suzuki. Works that in, moving left and right. Now Smoke got his base hit off a Thielbar. He took it over Dozier's head into right field.
Strike call. Tapper, Perkins catches, fires, game over. It was a nail biter, but Perkins responds after yesterday's disappointment by completing the save here tonight.
Well, he had to work for this one. This one right off the end of the bat. Perk like a cat gets over there. And then throwing a ball a little bit on the outfield side, but Joe Mauer able to get it in his glove for the third out.
I tell you what, that's a pretty good fielding play, because I don't think either Plouffe or Escobar would have been able to throw out.
Hey, pitchers are the best athletes.
I forgot about that momentarily. Anthony LaPanta, the Twins 40 games into the season are 20-20 and a winning record here at Target Field.
And Glenn Perkins bounces back from the blown save yesterday against the Red Sox to help the Twins to their 5th win in 6 on their home field. Twins Live is next.